All right, welcome back. Right now, this is the Attorney General of Mississippi, and if you were paying close attention to the Dobbs v. Jackson women's health case, she was the one who actually brought the case to the Supreme Court. She's speaking now. Let's listen in real quick.
When they are pregnant and when they are nurturing a young family, use it to make more affordable quality child care and make it more accessible. Use it to promote workplace flexibility. Use it to improve child support, to make fathers equally responsible for their children. Use it to upskill, educate, and provide resources for women. And use it to fix adoption and foster care systems that fail our children. This is the journey that we all set upon the day that the Supreme Court told us Roe v. Wade was behind us. So I'm proud to walk with each of you in this new Dobbs era.
All right, that was Ms. Lynn Finch, who's the Attorney General of Mississippi, the one who actually brought the Dobbs v. Jackson case to the Supreme Court, and she's talking there about the 50th anniversary of the Roe decision, which again was overturned this past year.
Yeah, and we just listened to her saying, in the new Dobbs era, the post-Dobbs era, because a lot of the folks gathering today says, while this has been a momentous year, Roe v. Wade being overturned, there's a lot of work that still needs to be done. And speaking of the leak, obviously it was Samuel Alito's decision on Dobbs that was leaked before the ruling. Supreme Court just yesterday said it has still not determined the source of this leak, and they add they may never find out. The investigation, however, does still continue, but a lot of people have said this should be a priority, John.
Yeah, here's what we know so far after 8 months of the investigation. 126 formal interviews have been conducted. 97 employees of the court were interviewed. They all denied disclosing the opinion. And after examining the court's computer devices, networks, printers, and available call and text logs, investigators were still unable to find a source of the leak.
Now, former President Donald Trump has sounded off on this news that broke yesterday. He says the journalist who published that leaked draft should be in jail. He put it Truth out on Truth Social. He suggested that Politico reporters who originally published it should be threatened with jail time. Trump then urged the federal government to, quote, stop playing games, and said it won't take long before the name of this slime is revealed. All right, let's get you back out to the march, and joining us live right now, Lyndsay Keith, the co-host of Spicer & Company right here on Newsmax. She's out there with folks. Lyndsay, great to have you in today with us.
Hey, Bianca. Hey, John. It's great to be with you today.
Obviously this leak and the learning now today that they've looked into it, still don't know, is troubling for a lot of folks. And I'm sure you're getting reaction to this big news out there.
Yeah, absolutely. It is concerning. When this originally happened, the Supreme Court and Congress, everyone spoke out saying they would hold whoever leaked this accountable. It sets a terrible precedent for other important cases that the Supreme Court is working on, for whoever leaks them to know, hey, I won't be held responsible either. And we have members of Congress, I just talked to Congressman Steve Scalise, saying that they want to continue to press the Supreme Court to try to find who this person is, because it's so important that people know they can't continue to do this, that they won't not be held accountable in the future. And so it's definitely a point of concern.
Yeah, and we see Congressman Scalise there on the stage. And, Lyndsay, you indicated this led to an assassination attempt on Brett Kavanaugh. It sparked this uptick in attacks on these pro-life pregnancy centers. If they don't find and punish the leaker, how dangerous of a precedent has been set?
Yeah, it's a terrible precedent, John. Because at the end of the day, people know that they can get away with ultimately doing the unthinkable. And we, as you mentioned, we saw what happened we had members of the Supreme Court, justices whose lives were actually threatened, truly threatened. And it doesn't matter what side of the aisle it's on and whatever issue, these people need to be protected. The law should be able to protect them. And so it is really important that the Supreme Court, that the justice system starts to look into this further, because whoever did this does need to be found accountable. And that's what I'm hearing from people out here on the ground. They want whoever it is still to be sought out and to be held accountable for that.
All right, Lyndsay, stay Stay put out there because we're going to come back to you a little bit later.
Yeah.
Stay warm as well. It looks very cold. It's always so cold on the March for Life. I mean, it's January, of course. But at least you guys got some sunshine. We'll hopefully check back in with you. And I think Steve Scalise is going to come to the podium, so we'll listen in here real quick. Thanks to Lyndsay Keith.
You all know that's only the end of the first phase of this battle. The next phase now begins, and that's what this year's march is all about. The next steps in a post-Roe era. And we in Congress, and how about my colleagues here, Chris Smith, all my colleagues behind me, who defend life. Just think about this. Just a few months ago, when Nancy Pelosi was Speaker of the House, I'm not sure if she accepted the we brought a bill, what's Ann Wagner's bill called the Born Alive Act, a bill that says if a baby is born alive outside the womb, you cannot murder that baby and call it abortion. Do you know? And why do you march? Why do you support people who are pro-life? 80 different times.
All right, we're having a little bit of trouble with the feed there, but you can really feel, I think, the energy coming through the screen. Steve Scalise is fired up. He's kind of normally a pretty staid guy, but here he is fired up, talking about the next phase of this fight for life after Dobbs. Where does the fight go now?
Yeah, he's alluding to the Born Alive bill, which was outrageous to hear some of the comments, which he's talking about the unborn and then a live baby. Some things that, were said on the Congress floor really appalling. The pro-life movement there is stronger than ever, and it's wonderful to see that even despite the cold, they're out there in droves. Young folks as well, Liberty University students are kicking off that march.
Always so many
official march, it starts
young
at 1
people.
o'clock.
And the other thing too, unless you pay attention to outlets like Newsmax, you never know, because there's like a media blackout for most of this coverage, even though there are tens of thousands of people marching on the National Mall for
sad.
Life right now.
Hey guys, it's Rob Carson. Your retirement funds are being threatened with even more losses from record inflation, recession, and skyrocketing interest rates. Fortunately, the highly trained specialists at American Hartford Gold can show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. If you call them right now as a special offer, they will give you a free gold coin on your first qualifying order, so don't wait. Call 866-935-4309. That's 866-935-4309, or text Newsmax to 65532. That's Newsmax to 65532.